As the lights slowly rise, it's later in the evening with Sebastian and Richard sitting at the table. And that's how I became a Presbyterian minister. Although I do hope to marry one day, providing it's God's will, and naturally if the right woman happens to cross my path. I'd say if God intends for me to be fruitful and multiply, he'd better bring her soon. And you, Richard, have you a young lady waiting for you at home? I did. But you know how things go. Yes, not exactly, no, but I understand what you're saying. Before the war, Sebastian, we planned to marry, but out of sight, out of mind, they say. Yes, at times I feel I've been spared all these years. Richard, has your father always been a farmer? No. He was an iron worker most of his life. He had a bad accident a short time before the war, but they kept him working in the office, ordering materials and invoicing jobs. He hated it. He's a proud man and missed working in the field. He'd much rather hang from a steel girder 40 stories in the sky with a freezing headwind than sit comfortably in a war office pushing paper. And your mother, Richard? They were divorced when I was young. I stayed with him, and she lives somewhere near her family. Close by? I don't know, Sebastian. She never made a point of contacting me, and my dad doesn't like to talk about her. Weren't you curious about her? At first, yes. But as time went by, less and less. My dad gave me everything I needed, so I stopped wondering. Did your father remarry? No, he used to say, only a fool allows a mule to kick him twice. First time makes you wise, but the second proves your stupidity. I guess he didn't want people thinking he was stupid. I guess not. Well, the morning's getting closer, and we've got a big day ahead of us. Are you ready to go? Yes, sir. Harriet, we'll be leaving now. Harriet rushes in. So soon? I thought we'd play some cards and listen to music. It's still early, don't you think? Not that early, and I'm not as young as I used to be. I'll need a good night's rest for tomorrow's work. Harriet, thank you for the wonderful dinner, and we'll see you in the morning. Yes, thank you, Mrs. Jablonski. You're both welcome. If you want, stop by in the morning, and I'll prepare you a fine breakfast. We'll take you up on that, all right. Well, Richard, are you ready? Yes, sir. Mariam, come say goodbye. Mariam appears at her bedroom door.
Good night, Pastor Dupree. Good night, Richard.
Yes. See you both in the morning. Marian, I'm walking them out. Can you straighten things up a bit? Sebastian, you're an angel sent from God. Now, I don't want to be hearing any of that, Harriet. I'm only a man. Sebastian and Richard exit upstage, with Harriet following behind. Miriam clears whatever is left on the table with the lights fading to black. Act 2, Scene 4. The cottage is dark and silent. Late in the middle of the night, an obscure figure enters the kitchen from upstage, moving slowly and cautiously. You soon discover it's Richard Brittenbach, who has a small duffel bag hanging from his shoulder and is carrying Morgan's red shirt to the dining room table. He quietly drapes it over the back of a chair and then reaches into his coat pocket, pulling out a small photo, which he places on the table. He quietly stands looking at the photo, then turns to leave, but from the bedroom doorway enters Marian holding a shotgun.
Whoever you are, I'm holding a shotgun, and I want you out of this house without any trouble.
Richard turns and faces to Mariam. It's me, Mariam.
Richard?
I came to return Morgan's shirt. She sets a shotgun against the wall.
So, I see. But why so late? Are you going somewhere?
Yes.
What about the roof? Does Sebastian know?
No. He doesn't know. No.
Has something happened to change your mind?
Yes. But I can't talk about it now.
I'm sure you have your reasons, but you didn't have to return his shirt. Let me fold it for you.
She grabs the shirt and begins folding it when she notices a small photo on the table. As if in slow motion, she stops folding and picks it up, lifting a hand to cup her mouth. She eases herself slowly into a chair.
Did you put this here?
Yes. And I'm not who I said I am. I was born here, but when I was 7, my mother left my father and returned to Germany. There I lived and later enlisted in the army to fight for our Führer. I was taken prisoner during the Battle of the Bulge.
How did you get this picture?
Oh, we were in the woods when we came across Americans near a stream. We fired on them. My officer didn't want us stopping, so he ordered me to stay behind and make sure all were dead. We killed everyone except for what? I saw he was badly wounded, and as I pointed my rifle at him, he reached into his coat pocket and held up a photo to me. I'll never forget how calm his voice was. He said he made a promise. As I listened, the sounds of war fell silent. Everything was still. I wasn't sure what I should do. He was in great pain. I quickly took the photo, and he said to me, "I forgive you. I forgive you."
How did he die?
I'm sorry.
Tell me how he died.
I think you know.
Tell me, how did he die, Richard?
He had lost a lot of blood and knew he didn't have long. He calmly asked me to shoot him, to spare his suffering. At that moment, as I looked into his eyes, I had no enemies. I realized the war as I knew it was now over for me.
Thank you.
What? I don't understand. I just said I killed your husband.
You kept his promise for me. You better go.
Yes, but I want you to know it was your picture that kept me warm during that Belgian winter, as I huddled in a frozen trench, comforted me in my days of confinement in the prison camp. I want you to know I fell in love with you, and now I truly understand the great loss your husband felt, knowing he would never set his eyes on you again. I'm sorry, Mariam. Please, please forgive me.
We're taught to love our enemies, aren't we? Our war is over. Goodbye, Richard.
Richard leaves, leaving Mariam in the dining room, clutching the red shirt. Soon crossing downstage from the kitchen is Harriet, wearing a robe. Mariam, I heard voices. Were you talking to someone?
No, no one. Do you want me to help you back to bed?
No, I'm awake now. I had the strangest dream. Morgan was telling me not to worry, and when I asked him why, he softly said he wasn't coming home. I asked him why, and he didn't answer for a very long time. Then I asked him again, and he leaned over and kissed me on my cheek, saying, "Whenever you smell the sweet cherry blossoms carried on the wind, you'll hear me whispering in your ear, everything is all right, and you needn't worry any more." What do you suppose it means?
It means he's finally come home to both of us.
The lights slowly dim as Harriet and Mariam's hold one another, with the lights fading to black.